Hello, car community. This is Mark, and I wanted to make this video about the new Dodge Charger EV. One of the reasons is that I've seen a lot of negative comments about this car online. And one thing I've noticed, especially in the car world, when a car starts to gain momentum, it's kind of a momentum of negativity, that people jump on the bandwagon and they want to equally bash the car, or they tend to find common ground in negativity about a car. And even I thought, well, maybe the car just isn't that great, because I saw reviewers at that press launch in Arizona. They didn't like really how it drove. Many people liked the look, but they felt like it was a missed opportunity for the car. But I try to keep an open mind, and recently at the Washington, D.C. auto show, I was able to see it in person for the first time. And let me tell you something. I feel like I get this car. I feel like I get this car. So hear me out. So why do I get this car? Well, first let's start with the appearance. It is a beautiful vehicle, and especially in this red color that was on the model at the auto show. It's called Striker Red. And it's stunning. And let me tell you, it's even better in person. Even better in person. So it looks the part. It looks like a muscle car. But that's the area I think you may need to diverge from a little bit. Because when I knew this car was fully electric, and yes, I know they're coming out with a fuel version later this year and a 4-door version as well. But right now, it's only the EV. So that's how I see it. And if you are a die-hard muscle car enthusiast, you're probably not going to like this car, because that's not really what it's intended to be, in my opinion. However, if you're an EV enthusiast, then you probably become more curious about this car. Take myself, for example. I have a Camaro V6 fuel car, petrol-powered car, or fuel car, ICE engine, if you will. I also have a Mustang Mach-E EV. And I know it's not a Mustang really, just in name, but you have to be that type of person who doesn't mind EVs, or actually is an EV enthusiast. I would say I'm somewhere in the middle. So my Camaro is for when I love the sound and roar of that beautiful V6 note. And it drives differently, and it handles differently. It's much lighter. The Mustang Mach-E to me it's also an enthusiast car, but it's more an enthusiast car for the EV enthusiast. And it looks amazing. It drives, well. I'm still trying to figure out if it's sporty or not. Kinda. Nothing like the Camaro or an actual ICE Mustang. But it is still fun. And of course, full of really cool tech. So that's how I want you to see the Dodge Charger, or at least that's how I see it. It is meant for a customer or a consumer like myself who really enjoys EVs, but that don't want the very typical, mainstream type of EV, or the very typical crossover type of EV that we see everywhere. This car is meant for the enthusiast that doesn't necessarily have to have the hardcore muscle car requirements, if you will. And that's why I get it, because it's almost worth having just for the looks. But I know, and I haven't driven it, but the reviews I read is that it does actually drive pretty well, but it is very heavy. So it's going to drive like a very heavy sports car, if you will. Don't expect it to be, svelte like some kind of Porsche or something known for handling like a Mini. But of course, the original Charger wasn't exactly the best handling car either. So it's really in my opinion, meant for that consumer that's somewhere in the middle there, that appreciates a little bit from each element of a hardcore muscle car, but also a really high-tech EV. And that's how I see it, and that's why I think I get it. Now, granted, the pricing is high, but you know they're going to work a deal with you. There's lease deals, and it'll probably come down. I personally only lease EVs. I wouldn't necessarily buy one at this time. So that's how I want to just present my own viewpoint. So in short, that's how I see it. I get it. Dodge, thank you. I think you've done a really good job on this one. And I can't wait to see the other versions come out. One quick thing, and it's perhaps my favorite thing about this car, it's a hatchback. How clever is that? And some of you are thinking probably, how can you make a hatchback on a muscle car? Well, they did it, okay? Sometimes you gotta, think outside the box a little bit. Anyway, I think it's a lovely vehicle, and I can't wait to test drive it. Thanks for watching.